Good evening, students, and welcome to the online session of Science Olympiad Preparation Program. I hope you all are in pink of health, staying home, and staying safe. I am your Olympiad trainer, Arpita, and we have Tanu ma'am with us, who is my co-teacher. She will assist as well as monitor you throughout the online session. So before we start the session, I would like to brief you all about the importance of Science Olympiads. Children, we are living in the world driven by science and technology. Science is one of the most important channels of knowledge. So, developing scientific aptitude among young learners is the main goal of Science Olympiad preparation programs. National Science Olympiad or NSO is one such platform for showcasing the talent of young learners. It helps in augmenting the scientific skills of children and also inculcates the spirit of competition in them. So, it gives an opportunity for holistic development of children. I hope the importance of NSO is clear to you. So, with this, we shall proceed further and start our session on a positive note. So, the topic for today's discussion is plants. Children, you all must have seen different types of plants growing in your surrounding. You also have learned some basic things about plants in your previous session. So in this class, we will learn plants in some more details, like how are plants important to us? What are the general characteristics of a plant? And how do plants prepare their food? These are some questions to which we'll try to find answers to in this session. So without any further delay, let's get started. Children, the living world is full of diversity. It has a vast variety of different types of living organisms. Amazingly, most of them are either plants or animals. So we can divide the living world into plant kingdom and animal kingdom. Plant kingdom includes all the plants of the earth, whereas animal kingdoms have different kinds of animals present on earth. So in this session, we will focus on plant kingdom. Plants are the most amazing creation of nature. This is because plants are the only living organisms who can prepare their own food. They not only prepare food for themselves, but they also provide food to the animals of the earth because animals cannot prepare their own food. So all animals depend on plants directly or indirectly for food. Now let us try to understand this. Children, there are different types of animals based on their feeding habits. Some eat plants, they are plant eaters, whereas some animals, they eat flesh. Still, there are other animals who eat both plants and flesh. So suppose I take an example of an animal, a rabbit. When a rabbit is hungry, what will it do? It will go and grab a carrot or it will go and eat a grass. So we can say that a rabbit depends on plants directly for food. But if I ask a wolf is a flesh eating animal. So when a wolf is hungry, it is definitely not going to the plants. It will hunt a smaller animal and eat it. Then how is it justified to say that a wolf depends on plants for food? See, if all the plants die out, if all the plants present on earth, if they die, so what will happen to the rabbits or the other plant eaters? In the absence of food, they will also die. So the animals which feed on these plant eating animals, they will also not get food. There will be shortage of food for them and they will also eventually die. So flesh eating animals like wolves, tiger, if they will also die because they will not have their food to eat. So a wolf is not getting its food directly from plants, but it is depending on plants for its food. I hope this is clear to you. Now, what else does an animal require to stay alive? It requires oxygen. It requires water. We all need oxygen, food, and water to stay alive, right? So plants, they not only give us food to eat, in fact, they also give us oxygen. We can stay alive without food, you can say for 2, 3 days or even more, depending on the stamina. We can stay alive without water for 1, 2 days, but we cannot stay alive without oxygen for more than a minute. See how important it is. So how crucial plants are for our existence. This is because they are giving us both oxygen and food. So we get not only oxygen and food from plants, we also get many other important items from plants like spices, medicine, gum, even the list goes on. Children, you can even write the names of some more items which we obtain from plants in the chat box. Now let us proceed further and study about the general characteristics of a plant. Okay, here is a figure of a plant. Different plant parts have been labeled. Now let us study about them one by one. A plant has 5 main parts. These are roots, stem, leaf, flower, and fruits. Roots are the underground part of a plant. They are present in the soil. They are finely branched. See, you can see the threads coming out. So they firmly grip the soil particles. They help to fix the plant to the soil. So one of the main function of roots is fixing the plant to the soil. It helps in anchoring the plant. Another main function of root is absorption of water and minerals from the soil. So children, soil has many minerals in it. And when the water is added to the soil, these minerals, they get dissolved in the water. And this mineral-rich water, it is taken up by the roots of the plant. So the two very important functions of a root of a plant are fixing of the plant to the soil and absorption of water and minerals from the soil. Then here you can see this cylindrical part, cylindrical structure above the soil, above ground. It is stem of the plant. So stems can be green and soft, as you can see in case of herbs. They have green stems, very soft one. And they can also be thin and woody, as in shrubs like tulsi, rose. You can see that stems, they are quite woody. Then they can also be thick, as you see in trees. But the main function of stem is conduction of water, minerals, and food to all plant parts. Whatever the water it's taken up by the root, it is conducted to different plant parts from the stem. It is distributed to leaves, flowers, fruits with the help of the stem. Similarly, the food which is prepared in the plant, it is taken from the leaves and again it is distributed to different plant parts. So the main function of stem is conduction of water, minerals, and food to all plant parts. Then here is a flat, green, expanded structure called leaf. A plant can have many leaves. Leaves are generally green in color because they have a green pigment in them called chlorophyll. That green pigment chlorophyll gives the leaves their green color. And the main function of leaves is manufacturing of food. Leaf of a plant, they have chlorophyll, which helps the leaf to prepare the food for the plants. So without leaves, a plant cannot prepare its food. Okay. Now this is the flower. Flower is the most attractive part of a plant. It can be of various shapes, it can be of various colors, and some of them are very pleasant smell. Just recall the smell of a rose flower. Okay. A plant bears flowers only when it becomes mature. A baby plant never bears the flower. Okay. And as the plant grows older, this flower, it gets changed into a fruit. Okay. Now fruits, we all are very fond of fruits. Currently it is summer season and we are all fond of fruits like mango, watermelon. So have you ever observed when mama gives you mango fruit, she cuts the fruit and there is a very hard structure in the center. It is the seed of the plant. Okay. Seeds, they carry the baby plant. A fruit can have one seed and it can have many seeds. For example, watermelon. When you eat watermelon, you can see there are very small structures, a number of structures. These are all seeds of a plant. So mango has only one seed and watermelon has many seeds. So plants, fruits can have one seeds also, fruits can have many seeds also. And these seeds, they have baby plants in them. Do you remember that activity when your teacher asked you to sow some rajma seeds or moong seeds in soil and she asked you to water it daily? What did you observe after some time? A baby plant coming out of it. So a seed contains very compact form of baby plant in it. And when proper growth conditions are available, this baby plant, it comes out. Okay. So the main function of a flower is to produce baby plants because flower gets converted into fruit with time and fruit has small structures called seeds in them. Seeds have baby plants. So when the seeds they fall on soil, they get proper conditions of growth. A new baby plant comes out of the seed. So I hope this much is clear to all of you. Now let us give some practice to whatever we have learned till now. So here refer to the given figure and answer the question. Children, here is a potted plant and one of the plant parts is labeled as X. Okay. If we remove X in a plant, it will not be able to absorb water and minerals from the soil, not be able to prepare its food, not be able to produce baby plants, or not be able to stand erect. So children, I'm giving you some time. You can write your answers in the chat box. Meanwhile, let us discuss the answers. Here in the labeled figure, labeled part X is a flower. We have just read that flower, it gets converted into fruit and fruit has small structures called seeds in them. Seeds contain baby plant. So if there are no flowers in a plant, there will be no seeds and there will be no seeds. So they will not, the plant will not be able to produce baby plant. So the correct answer is option C. Option A, it indicates the roots of a plant because if X would have been root, then option A would have been the correct answer. If leaves have been labeled as X, then B would have been the correct answer. If stems have been labeled as X, then B would have been the correct answer because stems, they help the plant to stand erect. Then leaves, they help the plant to prepare food. And roots, they help the plant to absorb water and minerals. So here, as the labeled part is flower of a plant, it will help it to produce baby plant. If no flowers are there, no baby plant will be produced. Now let us move ahead to the next topic, which is preparation and storage of foods in plants. Now we have just learned that plants depend on their leaves to make food. Hence, leaves are also called food factories of plant. Food factories क्यों कहते हैं इन्हें? क्योंकि इनके अंदर plant का खाना prepare होता है. Now, in order to understand the food making process better, we need to understand the structure of a leaf. Here is a detailed structure of a leaf where you can see different parts of a leaf. The tip of the leaf, where both the margins of this extended structure they meet, it is called leaf apex. Okay. Then this flat expanded structure, this is called leaf blade. It is also called lamina. We can call it either leaf blade or we can call it lamina. All right. Then you can see this thick line running from this end to the other end to the leaf apex. It is called midrib. And many side veins are coming out of it, which are forming a network. These are called side veins. So these mid vein, it is also called midrib. Midrib and side veins, they have pipes-like structures within them, which help in conduction of water, food and minerals within the leaf. For example, stem से जो खाना है वो leaf के stalk तक आएगा. This is the stalk of the leaf. It is also called petiole. Okay. Leaf के stalk तक जो खाना आया, यहाँ से within the leaf, this food and water and mineral, it will be conducted through this mid vein and leaf side vein. Okay. So here the main parts of leaves are leaf tip or leaf apex, then leaf blade or lamina, mid vein and side veins, then petiole. Petiole is the stalk of the leaf through which the leaf is connected to the stem. If we closely observe the structure of a leaf, the under surface of a leaf under a microscope, we will find small pores on the surface of the leaf. These pores are called stomata. These are the aerating pores. Gaseous exchange takes place through these pores. When the leaf breathes in, the gases, they come inside through these pores, and when the leaf breathes out, the gases, they come out from this stomata. Just you can compare it with your nose, your nostrils. There are two openings in your nose. Okay. When you breathe in, air goes inside, and when you breathe out air, it comes out. Similarly, when leaf has to take in air, it goes through stomata, and when the leaf releases air, it also goes out through the stomata. So the aerating structures, aerating pores on the surface of the leaf, they are called stomata. Generally, they are more numerous on the under surface of the leaves. Okay. लीफ के नीचे वाले surface पे stomata ज्यादा होते हैं, ऊपर वाले पे comparatively कम होते हैं. So I hope the structure of a leaf is clear to you. Now let us understand the food making process. The process by which green plants make their own food using carbon dioxide and water in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll is known as photosynthesis. Photosynthesis को अगर हम break करते हैं तो photo means light and synthesis means making. So the word in itself is defining the process. The synthesis of light, the synthesis of food in the presence of light is called photosynthesis. Here is the equation of photosynthesis. Carbon dioxide, when combines with water in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll, then glucose is formed and oxygen is also released. So we can say that the raw materials for photosynthesis are carbon dioxide and water. When sunlight is there, then chlorophyll and sunlight together, they help in the formation of glucose. Glucose is the product. It is the food. Okay. Simple sugars, these are glucose. Glucose is produced and oxygen is also released. This is the oxygen which we were talking about in the very first slide. The plants, they give us food and they give us oxygen. How is this oxygen produced? In the food making process. Photosynthesis is the process which makes food and which also releases oxygen, which is used by the animals. Okay. Here in this picture, you can see this is a plant. It is in the open ground, sunlight is falling on it. Then the sunlight is trapped by the chlorophyll present in the leaves. Okay. And then carbon dioxide, it is taken up by the leaves through the stomata. Okay. Water is taken up by the roots of the plants. So we are getting all the raw materials. We are getting light energy. We are getting carbon dioxide. We are getting water. And then what will be made? The end product will be glucose and oxygen. Glucose is used by the plant and oxygen is released into the air from the stomata. See, leaf is so important. Leaf is taking carbon dioxide. Leaf is also helping in trapping the light energy, and leaf is also releasing the oxygen. That is why leaf is very crucial for the process of photosynthesis. I hope you have understood the process clearly. Let us proceed further. Now, there are some important points which are needed to be kept in mind. The food which is prepared by the plant through photosynthesis, plant uses it in different ways, like for getting energy, for producing more branches and leaves, then making flowers, fruits and seeds, and repairing damaged parts. So getting energy is one point. Then producing more branches and leaves, making flowers and fruits. These are the growth. Plant is using the food for growth. Then sometimes in the nature, some animal, it steps on some plant part, it gets injured. So they also use the food to repair their damaged parts. Now, plant prepares the food in the form of glucose. But when it comes to storage, extra glucose is stored in the form of starch. Children, this is very important point. And such kind of questions, they are asked in NSO also. That plant prepares its food in the form of, or it stores its food in the form of. So children, they get confused. So you have to be very clear with this, that plant always prepares its food in the form of glucose. But whatever extra glucose is left behind, it stores it in the form of starch in different parts of the plants like stem, roots, leaves, flowers, and fruits. Okay. Now both glucose and starch, they are a type of carbohydrate. We have learned in our earlier classes about the food components. So these both are carbohydrates, a form of carbohydrates. Okay. Now let us do an activity to understand that sunlight is necessary for photosynthesis. Now, things needed for this activity are a potted plant, a beaker, water, spirit, iodine solution, and dropper. So in the process, a healthy, well-watered plant is kept in a dark room for a day or two. Here you can see a healthy, well-watered potted plant is there, and it is kept in a dark room for a day or two. The purpose is that sunlight should not reach the plant. Okay. Here sunlight is not reaching the plant, it is kept in the dark. Now, after 1 or 2 days, a leaf will be plucked from this plant and it will be boiled in water. Here in setup 1, you can see that this is a spirit burner. This is a beaker containing water and the water is being boiled. This is a tripod stand on which the beaker is kept. When the leaf is being boiled in the water, after that, the leaf is removed. It is put in a test tube containing spirit or ethanol. It is a kind of chemical, okay, spirit or ethanol, and then it is entire setup, it is kept on a water bath. Again, the beaker is containing water and the test tube is containing ethanol and leaf. It is put in that water bath. Again, the leaf is boiled for some time. The idea is to remove the green color of the leaf. Now see, the leaf has been decolorized. This decolorized leaf, in the third step, it is washed in cold water. Put the leaf in some beaker containing cold water. After that, the leaf is taken out and it is put on a slide or a flat surface and few drops of iodine solution are added to it. Now, these are two results. Which result will be obtained in this case, we will discuss. Here, this is the result which we will obtain. The leaf does not turn blue-black, hence it does not contain starch. Here, see, sunlight was not reaching the plant, so plant was not able to do photosynthesis. As there was no photosynthesis, no formation of glucose took place. And obviously, there was no storage of starch in the leaves because we have just learned that plants, they store their glucose in the form of starch. Now, when iodine test is performed on that starch, iodine solution is a solution which when reacts with the starch present in the food item, the color of the item changes to blue-black, which indicates that it contains starch. But here we can see that there is no color change. Reason is that there was no formation of starch. So this activity proves that sunlight is necessary for photosynthesis. I hope it is clear to all of you. Now let us give some practice to what we have learned. The flat structure of a leaf is called, we are talking about this flat structure, midrib, petiole, lamina, leaf apex. So children, come on, quickly give your answers in the chat box. Okay, I could see many correct answers. Now let us discuss the answer. The answer is option C. Here, the expanded portion of the leaf, that is called leaf lamina or leaf blade. We have just studied when we were studying about the structure of a leaf. Now let us discuss some questions from NSO workbook. As we are preparing for Olympiads, so we need to give some extra edge to our preparation. Now let us see. Plants prepare their food in the form of glucose. This food is used by the plants for making flowers and fruits, making leaves, repairing damaged parts, all of these. So children, we have read just now that plant uses its food for getting energy, for growth, and for repairing. So making flowers and fruits and leaves, these are a part of growth, and repairing damaged parts. So answer should be option D. All the A, B, and C are the correct options. So here we will pick answer D. Now let us see the next question. In which of these conditions the potted plant would be able to carry out the process of making food? Children, here there are 4 setups in the 4 different options. In option A, there is a well-watered plant, potted plant. It is enclosed in a wooden cupboard. So in this setup, sunlight will not reach the plant. Okay. One of the raw materials is missing, so plant will not be able to make its food. Then in option B, here the plant is kept near an open window and sunlight is also coming. Sunlight is also coming. So here the plant is getting sunlight, plant is getting air also, and plant is well watered. So all the raw materials are there. Plant will be able to prepare its food. Then option C, we can see that plant is placed in a garden, but all the leaves have been smeared with Vaseline. Vaseline, you know, it is a very sticky and oily substance. When it is applied on the leaf, stomata, they are not able to function properly. अगर स्टोमेटा के ऊपर एक स्टिकी लेयर हम अप्लाई कर देंगे तो ऑक्सीजन का गैसियस एक्सचेंज नहीं होगा. देयर विल बी नो exchange of oxygen, there will be no exchange of carbon dioxide. Again, a raw material is missing over here. Plant is either it is getting water and sunlight, but as it is not getting air, it will not prepare its food. Then here, a plant is placed in a pot which is having dry soil, means water is not here. So here the missing element, missing raw material is water. Again, the plant will not be able to prepare its food. Hence, the correct answer is option B. So children, in NSO, you need to critically analyze each and every option before arriving to the correct answer. All right, that is very important. Now here we have a table showing different parts of plants used as food. We have just read that plant, it stores its food in the form of starch in different plant parts. So we have just categorized different plant parts and the examples of the plants in which they are eaten. Like we eat the root of dahlia, carrot, sweet potato, radish. We eat the stem of sugarcane, potato, onion. Then the leaves of spinach, coriander, and mint are eaten. Seeds of coffee, pulses, and rice are consumed. Then we eat the flowers of broccoli, cauliflower, and obviously fruits of mango, apple, papaya, guava. There are many, many fruits. Okay. Now, let us do one more question. Refer to the given diagram. Children, this is a Venn diagram. Such kinds of questions are very common in NSO. If you will learn how to solve these Venn diagram problems, half the way is through. Okay. So this is a Venn diagram, and just read up after reading the characteristics over here, it is obvious that they are talking about some edible plant part. Here it is written seeds are edible. Here leaves are edible. It means we are talking about some plants and their parts. Now the basic idea of Venn diagram is they have overlapping circles. Okay. The portion which is overlapped, which is common to both the circles, whatever variable is placed in that portion, suppose we have placed X over here. X is supposed to be a plant. Okay. A plant whose seeds are also edible and whose leaves are also edible. So this X has characteristics of both the circles. And when we talk about Y is some plant whose seeds are edible, but whose leaves are not edible. Similarly, Z is a plant whose leaves are edible, but seeds are not edible. I hope this much is clear. The overlapping portion has common characteristics, whereas the one mentioned in the circles are exclusive. Y will have edible seeds, it will not have edible leaves. Similarly, Z will have edible leaves, but non-edible seeds. Now let us see the options. Identify plants X, Y, and Z and select the correct option. Let us solve each option one by one. X is coriander. So coriander is a plant whose seeds and leaves both are edible. धनिया की पत्ते भी खाते हैं, धनिया की seeds भी खाते हैं as spices. Now Y could be cauliflower? No, because we eat the flower of cauliflower, and here Y is supposed to be a plant whose seeds are edible. So as option here Y is incorrect. One of the variable is incorrect, so the entire option is incorrect. Okay. Now let us see B option. X could be radish. No, here X option is incorrect because radish, we eat the roots of radish. Here X is supposed to be a plant whose leaves and seeds both are edible. So as X is incorrect, we need not see Y and Z. That will obviously waste the time when you are attempting original Olympiad questions. So these are the tricks. Then option C, let us see. X could be coriander. Yes, it could be coriander because its seeds and leaves both are edible. We eat the seeds of pea, so Y could be pea. And we eat the leaves of spinach. So spinach is also the correct answer as X, Y, and Z all are correct. So option C should be the most appropriate answer. Let us discuss D also. X can be cabbage over here. No, because we don't eat the seeds of cabbage. Then we don't eat the seeds of dahlia, we eat the roots of dahlia. So here also option D is incorrect. So whenever we are attempting NSO questions, we need to critically analyze each and every option before arriving at the correct answer. That is the key to get your good marks. Now let us discuss a question from NSO workbook. Here you can see a plant. Different parts have been labeled. The idea behind this question is that first of all, you have to identify all the plant parts, and then you have to identify which plant part is edible in which plant, okay? And then we have to derive the correct answer. Let us discuss each and every option one by one. Here option A, pea is supposed to be root of any plant. Here pea is given as radish, which is used as vegetable. Quite correct, because radish is the root of the plant. We eat the roots of radish and we eat them as vegetables. Q, sweet potato as vegetable. Now here Q is stem of the plant, but sweet potato is obtained from roots of the plant. So option A is incorrect because Q is incorrect over here. Then let us see option B. R, cabbage as vegetable. Now R is leaf of the plant. So cabbage is also, we eat the leaves of cabbage. So R is correct. Here S is labeled as fruit. So S can be cotton as fiber producer. See, cotton is obtained from fruits of a cotton plant. That is called cotton ball. And it is used for making fiber, right? For fabric production. So as R and S both are correct, option B is most likely to be the correct answer. Then it is also discussed C and D. Here T is flower bud. You can see kali hai, flower bud. T can be clove as spice. Clove is long. We eat the flower buds of clove. That is right. Then P, cinnamon as a spice. Cinnamon is dalchini and we use cinnamon as spice. But do we obtain cinnamon from root? No. We obtain cinnamon from the bark of the tree. That is the stem part. So C is also incorrect. Now, option D, tea, fennel as a spice. Now tea here is flower bud and we don't eat the flower bud of fennel. We eat the seeds of fennel. And R, spinach as vegetable. Here R is leaf. So spinach is correct. But as fennel is incorrect, so this option is also ruled out. The correct answer is option B. So children, I hope you have enjoyed today's session and you have understood. In case you have any query, you can post them in the chat box and we can discuss also. Now children, there is an assignment. There is an assignment for you. The link is shared in the chat box. You can click on the link and do the assignment. I'm giving you some time to do it. Yeah, I can see your answers in the chat box. Most of you have given the correct answers. Children, you don't need to write the answers in your marks in your chat box. You just write there done. So now let us discuss what we have done in the quiz. Question 1 was, which of the following is an edible root? Ginger, garlic, turnip, or potato? So here the correct answer is turnip, because ginger, garlic, and potato, they are edible stems, but turnip is an edible root. Then question 2 was, select the odd one out on the basis of edible plant part. Here, mango, guava, mint, and apple. The correct answer is option C, because mango, guava, and apple, we eat the fruits of mango, guava, and apple. But mint leaves are edible. We eat the leaves of mint plant. So option C is the correct answer. Now, which of the following is the correct equation of photosynthesis? Carbon dioxide plus oxygen gives glucose plus water. Oxygen plus water gives glucose plus carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide plus water gives glucose plus oxygen. And oxygen plus glucose gives carbon dioxide plus water. So children, we have read that carbon dioxide and water, they are the raw materials for photosynthesis, whereas glucose and oxygen, they are the products of photosynthesis. So according to that, option C should be the correct answer. Here, see, carbon dioxide, when it combines with water, it gives rise to glucose and oxygen. So option C is the correct answer. Photosynthesis is the process by which plants digest their food, plants prepare their food, plants store their food, plants consume their food. So photosynthesis is the process by which plants prepare their food. Answer is option B. Now, we have come to the end of the quiz, the last question. Stalk of leaf is called petiole, margin, lamina, apex. So the stalk of a leaf is called petiole. So here answer is option A. So children, I hope you enjoyed today's session. Till then, we'll meet in the next session. Till then, keep smiling, stay home and stay safe. Thank you.